All right, so we're using the tangent ratio again today, but this time we're using the tangent ratio to find missing side lengths. So last lesson, we used the tangent ratio to find a missing angle. This time we're using it to find a missing side length. So we're going to use the tangent ratio. The setup will be the same, but then what we type into our calculator at the end will be different. So just a quick review of how we label. If we're talking about angle A, let's say, so I'm writing the tangent ratio for angle A. We always are talking about a specific angle when we're writing a ratio. Okay, so the way we label it is the angle or the side that's straight across. I'm going to use blue for that today, is the opposite side. And the side that is right next to the angle is the adjacent side. That's what the word adjacent means, right? And then the other side that we haven't labeled here, but I'll put it anyways, and we're not using it today, the side that's across from the right angle, that's longest, is called the hypotenuse. Okay, so the tangent ratio is always the opposite side length divided by the adjacent side length. So it's always a fraction. All right, so let's try a question here. So this question says, determine the length of AB to the nearest tenth of a centimeter. So when it's talking about AB, what it means is the length from A to B. So it's this length here that we're trying to find. So first step in any question like this is, same as the first step last time, is you want to label your triangle. And then the second step is set up your ratio. So we want to label this triangle based on this angle here because that's the angle that we're given. We know that angle is 30 degrees. So let's label our triangle based on that angle. So the side that's straight across from that angle is the opposite side. That's the side we want to find out. We don't know that side length. And then the side that's right next to the angle, that's not the hypotenuse, is the adjacent side. The side that's across from the right angle is the hypotenuse. I'll just write hype for short. We're not using that side today. Okay, so let's set our ratio up. Tan. This time I know the measure of the angle, so I could write tan C, or I could write tan of 30 degrees. That's angle C here, right? So I have the measurement of that, so I'm going to put the measurement in there because we're going to need it when we go ahead and use our calculator in a second. And then that's always equal to the opposite side. I don't know that side, so I'm just going to put AB. That's the side we're trying to find out. We want to know this. Over the adjacent side. And we do have that. It's 10 centimeters. Okay, so I want to find AB. So we're going to do a little bit of algebra here. The way that we want to solve for AB is we want to do the opposite operation both sides and move that 10 over to the other side. So essentially I'm cross multiplying in a way, kind of. I'm just going to multiply both sides here by 10. That cancels out the 10 and that gives me something to type into my calculator. So what I have now is 10 times tan of 30 degrees equals AB. And that's exactly what I want to type into my calculator. I want to find out what this AB length is. And so my calculator will give that to me. It has that information stored inside it. So I'm going to type in, I'm just going to clear off what I had from last lesson, 10 times 10. Now this time I'm just using the regular tan button. When you have the angle, you just use the normal tangent button. You don't use that inverse button that we were using to find the angle before. So I type in exactly what I have here. 10 multiplied with tan of 30. 10 multiplied with tan of 30. Press equals and we have our length. It's about 5.8, 5.77, which rounds up to 5.8. So we write AB, and it's not exactly equal because we've rounded it. So I'm going to write 5.8 centimeters, approximately. There we go. All right, let me show you what happens if you're trying to find the adjacent side. If I were you, I would pause here and try and do at least the setup, the labeling, and the ratio, because that part is the same. Okay, so this time I'm going to label based on angle F because that's the angle that I'm given. And the question says find length EF to the nearest tenth of a centimeter. So EF is this length here. That's what I want to find out. Okay, so let's label. The side that's across from 20 degrees, that's my opposite side. I'm going to put OPP for short, just because I've written opposite so many times. And the side that's right next to my angle, that's not the hypotenuse, is the adjacent side. That's the side I'm trying to find here. So let's write our ratio. Tan of F, tan of 20 degrees, equals opposite 3.5 over adjacent. We don't know, so I'm just going to put EF. So I'm trying to find this side here. Now this time the thing I don't know is in the denominator, so I can solve this using a cross multiply. Essentially what you want to do is just switch places. You're multiplying both sides by EF and you're dividing by tan of 20. So you can do, this is called the cross multiply technique to solve for EF. So the same equation just rewritten is this. You can always do this if you have something equal to a fraction. Just move the EF to the either side and switch it with the tan. So now this is exactly what I want to type in to my calculator, because I've got what I need on this side, EF, and I've got a calculation to type in on the other side. So I'm going to type this in, 3.5 divided by tan of 20. So see where you're solving for the adjacent, you actually end up dividing. Last time we multiplied. So it depends on which side you're missing, what you do. 9.6. So we say EF is approximately 9.6 centimeters. All right, so there you go. So that's step 3, is type in your calc. Okay, so it's always the same 3 steps. I forgot to write step 3 here, calc. You want to label, write your ratio, and then solve and type it in your calculator to find that missing side length.